I don't know what to expect. Let me first say, airport security, thank you. They came in, they picked me up right off the gate. Um, Here's what we know. We know that an arrest warrant has been issued. I don't exactly know what that means, right? I mean, imagine if an arrest warrant's issued for you. So, I'm home. I will do what I need to do to face all of this.
How come you can't serve the warrant?
I don't know. I think you'll have to ask the police that.
What did they tell you? The airport police.
I think they just tried to help pass me through. I don't think they know that much. I did get a selfie though, which I can share with you.
Do you have a copy of the WA?
No, I don't yet. But our lawyers are aware of it. It's been issued. Obviously, right? The whole process. Even that I can't really tell you. All I know is that we filed a motion for reconsideration. It wasn't the cases were filed before our motion for reconsideration was even considered. So I'm going to challenge the process and I'm going to challenge the charges. Let me talk about the charges. The charges are reclassifying Rappler as, and this is a direct quote, a dealer in securities. We're obviously not a stock brokerage agency, right? I'm a journalist. I've always been a journalist. So bring it and I'll face it.
Maria, how do you feel about possibly being arrested? You've been a journalist all your life.
How do I feel about being arrested? Well, number one, I am going to hold my government accountable for publicly calling me a criminal. I am not a criminal. I have been a journalist my entire life. I will continue to hold the government accountable. The second is, obviously, it makes you feel vulnerable. But I think that's the point, right? The point is for the government to actually make you feel its power and that it can do what it wants to do, including bending the law to the point that it's broken.
How do you respond to the tax evasion charges? Because this is the one that's now current and from which they will stem this arrest warrant.
Not a tax evader. I personally, I overpay my taxes. You know, I've worked in many different countries. At one point, I was paying taxes in 3 different countries. Obviously, the company I run would be paying the right taxes, except of course, if the government reclassifies us as a stock brokerage agency instead of a news group. I'll face these charges in court. I have no doubt we will win in the long term. I call on the men and women in the Philippine judiciary, in the Court of Tax Appeals, in all of the different courts that are touching our cases. We're doing nothing but good journalism. We're trying to serve our public. Let us continue to do so.
What do you think this says about the state of press freedom under the Duterte presidency?
I should take a photo of you. Obviously, the press is under attack. We're not the only ones being targeted, right? The Inquirer was initially targeted. Within a few weeks, they announced they would sell. That process is ongoing. ABS-CBN, I think a few weeks ago, President Duterte targeted them again to say that he would not renew their franchise. Every single female journalist here, I know, has probably been attacked in some way viciously online. We're living through this, and you know, it's a testament to Filipino journalists that you are here on a Sunday night, that we continue to do our jobs. We have to, because you know, this is the time to fight. This is the time to tell people, here's the line. And you have to make sure that our government doesn't cross it, because when it does, we're no longer a democracy.
Do you think this is related to Rappler's reporting on the war on drugs? Critical reports against President Duterte.
We're not the only news group in the Philippines that is focused on the war on drugs. We know that government has tried very hard to intimidate all of us, starting with the numbers. Do you know exactly how many people have been killed? We don't, and that's the first casualty. So it's not just the reporting on the war on drugs, it's the fact that we challenge both the policy decisions, the impunity of the killings. That's great that we have a decision in the Kian case that is one of 5,000 that the government says admits to killing, but there are tens of thousands more that it says it is investigating. I think the second thing is that we're obviously seeing not just impunity there, but the arrogance of power. The fact that a case like this can be filed, the fact that other people are arrested, the fact that senators are in prison for years. I think we have to call our people's attention to this. The line has moved. We want to go back. Let's go. Look at what the Constitution says. Demand accountable, competent governance. And, I think the last part in this is that the people who know me know I am not a radical. But government actions like this, it forces me to speak. I think we all have to speak.
How did you learn of your warrant?
I have great lawyers. The head of our legal team is Francis Lim. He is the former president of the Philippine Stock Exchange. He has warned the government that if they continue with a ridiculous case like this, that it will have impact on investments in the country. I'm not just a journalist. I successfully and legally raised money to make an idea a reality. There are international investors looking at this. Our lawyers point out the tax evasion cases have no leg to stand on and that they will impact our economy. I appeal to the government to keep that in mind. We hold the line. We'll just continue, right? We'll challenge it. Yeah.
So what's the plan now? So you will await for the arrest, and also we understand Rappler has several other cases before the government.
Multiple cases. And even as the government filed these tax cases, they continue to send tax agents to our office looking for documentation to beef it up. Well, all right, let me not go there because they may get nervous. We have multiple cases, and we will continue to fight every one of these cases. Each of these cases have no real basis.
I think it's 9 minutes.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. Anything else?
So like now, where are you going? What do you plan to do?
I'm going home. I mean, guys, I'm excited to be home. I'm glad to be home. I will follow this. Please help us hold the line.
And Maria, what do you make of the timing of this coming at the time where you've been given several awards by global media groups? You've been recognized internationally.
Sad. It's sad. We represent the Philippines. What can I say? The fact that you're here on a Sunday night. Thank you. Thank you. Journalists are in a tough position. We're not supposed to take positions, except the one position I can take now. In many ways, the cases unshackle me because I'm personally under attack. Rappler's is as a company is under attack. I can speak to you about our own experiences. I have firsthand knowledge. I think we all know that the line has been moved, and journalists are the first to call attention to this. So thank you for giving up your Sunday night.